Well, a couple months back, I had started self improvement like 8 months ago at that point, you know, and there was one day where I laid down in my bed. I had just finished a workout, my arms hurt, and I opened up YouTube to start watching, giving myself a little bit of a treat after the workout. And I started watching and watching and watching. And before I knew it, it was time for dinner. I'd wasted the entire day sitting around doing nothing but watching YouTube and playing video games. I did my workout, sure, but I didn't do anything after it. And I figured it was fine. I put in so much work on my workout anyways. Why can't I have a day off? The next day I woke up, didn't feel too good, so my workout wasn't great. I didn't feel sore. I said, what's one bad workout gonna do? Flop back on my bed and watch more videos. This happened the next day, the next day, and the next day. I'm losing progress. My happiness is going down, and I can see that I'm not improving like I should be. I got complacent and I wasted months losing progress trying to get back to where I was. So, what is complacency? Well, complacency happens after you've been making some progress, you start feeling good, and you think that you have a little bit of breathing room. So, you decide to take a little bit of a breathing, take your foot off the gas a little bit. So, like maybe you're going to work to the gym every day, but then you started feeling like, yeah, my body's looking good. I've got these big muscles. So, I'll go 5 days a week. And then it goes to 3 days a week. And then you realize, oh, shoot, I'm fat, something like that. Or maybe you were running every day, same thing. Or maybe you were meditating for 30 minutes a day. You think, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll meditate for 15 minutes. Then it turns into the fact that you can't even meditate for 30 minutes anymore. It's when you lose that initial kind of spark of motivation to work hard and decide that it wouldn't be too bad if you just laid off the gas a little bit. So, why is complacency so dangerous? Well, if you haven't guessed from the intro, complacency isn't dangerous if it's one day. But the thing is that one day becomes two, it becomes three, it becomes a week, it becomes a month, it becomes a habit where you don't want to do anything. You think you're doing all right anyways. You think, oh yeah, I deserve this day off all the time. And it starts to go into you just losing all your progress, losing your potential, everything like that. If you have an off day, don't get mad about it. Don't think, oh, it's the end of the world. Just get back to it tomorrow. But if you continue to have off days, you need to find some person, something that you can tell, something that can help you, because something needs to change if you continue to have off days. Because it's so dangerous, especially to the new people on self improvement. Because you're all at that weird point where, this is the most amount of progress that you felt like you've made in your life ever. And you're starting to get comfortable. But you shouldn't be getting comfortable because you're not at that point of getting, you don't have that breathing room yet. If you get comfortable after 2 months of working out, you're going to lose all your progress within like 2 weeks. You need to keep pushing forward. And I'm not saying that you can't have any off days. If you go on vacation, this is a big thing for me last year that I talked about. I had a vacation where I went off for 9 days because I was in Disney World, and you know I wasn't gonna be doing all this stuff when I was at Disney World. So if you have off days, it's okay. But knowing that you need to get back to it is very, very, very important. Because if someone who's already got, like the greatest muscles in the world, like me, gets comfortable, not me, but someone better than me gets comfortable, they'll get hurt a little bit, but they'll still be way above average. When you get comfortable just a tiny bit above average, when you fall back to being average. When people are up here, they fall, they're here. It doesn't hurt as much and they can get back up. But also, they're used to it. So they start to see that and get back into it. We need to stay consistent, especially new people. Keep ourselves focused on improving even the smallest things about ourselves and building new habits. We it's not our time yet to indulge in the progress we made because it will only set us back. We haven't worked enough to deserve the rewards. Just like after weightlifting a little while and getting stronger, even your weak points will be better than normal people. They'll be better than everybody else is. Like, if you were really bad at bench press, I'm sure if you've been weightlifting for 6 months, your bench press will be better than some random guy you picked off the street, you know? But that also means that the rest of our life has to be a little more higher standards than most people. You know, we can't be falling to the same standards of everybody else around us, you know? Because, for example, I don't eat bread anymore. And for the rest of the world, for all the normal people, oh yeah, bread's fine, you know, bread's healthy. But for me, I don't eat bread anymore because I don't think it's healthy enough. You see, like how my normal has been just boosted up. My normal standards have been boosted up to the point where even things like bread, I'm not allowing myself to eat anymore because I don't think it's good for me. Whereas everybody else thinks it's bad. So we're not normal. You know, we need higher expectations. So each time that you start getting better, your expectations should be getting better. You know the saying, the ceiling should now become your floor, or the ceiling becomes your floor? That's what we need to do. Each time we reach a peak in our life, we want that to be the point that we freaking tolerate, you know? That peak is what the only thing that we'll tolerate. We'll not tolerate going back down. And of course you will go back down. But saying that I won't even tolerate going down a little bit will make it so once you start going down a little bit, you'll start going back up because you're not happy with it. You need to progressively overload the sacrifice in order to not get complacent. Because if you get complacent and you start doing the same things every day, your progress will start to halt. And we don't want that. We want to continue to go up. So we need to keep progressively overloading our sacrifice to what we can handle so it continues to go up instead of starting to plateau out. You know, we can't be stuck in the average because we think the normal way to live is the right way to live, because the normal way to live is not the right way to live. We need to be better than normal. Otherwise, we're never going to be successful because not normal people aren't successful. That's why it's called being successful. That's why it's so crazy to be successful because normal people aren't. So, we always have to look to be better based on our own standards. We can't follow anybody else's standards. So, what do you do when you're getting complete? Well, the first step is to identify the problem. Is it diet? Is it fitness? Is it something else? You know, like maybe you're meditating too much. So, what's causing you to not meditating? Maybe you've been eating junk food. So, figure out why. You know, figure out the problem. For example, let's use weightlifting. For I went to the gym, you know, 5 times a week last year. But then I got into the school year again and I started going 3 times a week. And by figuring out that the problem was I was going to the gym less, I figured out I need to change something, changed it up, went back to going 5 times a week. And now I go every day, you know, with a little bit of a random bro split thing. But the thing was, as soon as I figured out the problem, I was able to fix it because I had that idea in my head that, oh yeah, I'm not going to the gym as much. I need to change that. Then after you figure out the problem, set a plan to fix it. You know, don't rush into it and set yourself back even further. Take it slow. For example, with fitness, I was trying to go back to the gym 4 times a week for the next month. And then next month, I bring it up to 5. And then I was back at where my starting point was. You know, it took me a little bit, but I had gotten so used to going 3 days a week that I don't think I would have been able to do 5 again because it wasn't great. But building that foundation of, oh yeah, I can do this, and building up slowly and carefully is what we need to do because if you try and build a house in one night, you know, it'll fall before the next night. The best houses are built with time and care, just like your habits. So remember, this journey is about constantly getting better to become the best version of yourself, not just be getting slightly average. There will always be something you can improve on or that you can change if you truly want to look for it. Over time, these little tiny changes will turn into something special, but you have to be patient. You have to accept failure. You have to accept the fact that you're not going to be as good as everybody else around you because you haven't started like them. You also need to accept that you're never going to be normal again, and you need to put yourself to higher standards than anybody else, and that getting complacent will ruin your life. I hope this video helped. Love you guys. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Bye bye.